Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 8:30 in the morning, Saturday morning, March 29th. I've been down here for about 3 hours or so already, maybe 4, something over. And I just wanted to take a break and tell you a few things. This is perspective of, a newbie, to say the least. And I just want to go over a few things that weren't obvious to me and maybe aren't obvious to somebody else. And if nothing else, it'll help, sort of get it really in my head so that I understand it more, reinforce what I think I've realized already about, when you're first starting on the potter's wheel. Okay, and I made some notes, and I'll try not to look at the paper and read, but I'll, try to go over so I don't miss anything. When you're first starting, one of the things, these are some of the things I've noticed right away. There is no waste when you're working with clay, and you have to, from the beginning, you have to understand there's no waste, which means you're going to need a lot of containers. You're going to go through water. You don't want to dump the water down the drain. I only heard a couple people actually mention that. Maybe I wasn't looking in the right place, but from what I understand, it clogs your drains if you start dumping it down your drain. And plus, it's waste. You go through a lot of clay. I've gone through 75 pounds of clay or something, and I've actually only made like half a dozen pieces. Maybe quite not that much clay, but quite a bit of clay. And I'm learning. There are other things I've learned is if it starts going bad and you can't save it, stop. You know what I mean? If it's going, because like if something is too thin, a wall is too thin, and you're new, it's all new to you. You're not going to save it. You continue just to, for practice. But expect to have a lot of accidents, a lot of pieces exploding on the wheel on you. And to show you, I started off, I'm trying to make these because I want to make these for my garden, which, I need them in about 2 weeks or so I'm making them now. So I weighed off my clay, and I wanted to make 6 of them. There's 2 left. Excuse me. There's 2 left. These are the first ones, which I scooped up because they collapsed on me on the wheel. But the good news is I have centering down pretty good, and I've learned what that's all about. But back to what you need to, as a new person, that I didn't realize anyway. When you make your first one, when you decide on what you're going to make and you make something, you weigh up your clay, what you think you're going to need, and you make the first one. Very important to notice the signs or understand the signs of when you did not have enough clay. When your size, if you like, I'm making these. Let me show you real quick. Okay, these are what I'm making. They're for the bottom of a planter. They have a hole in the center, and it's basically like a shallow, a plate with a slightly curved wall and little loop handles. And it's probably a bit ambitious for the first time for a beginner, but I think I'm doing pretty well. But when the first ones, when I did those walls, they were collapsing on me, or I noticed they were kind of falling down as they sat for a while. I didn't have enough clay in my wall. My bottoms were thin. I complained before my bottoms were too thin. I just did not have enough clay to make what I was trying to make, and I didn't recognize it. And because of that, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, probably about 7 that didn't work out in a row. You have to be alert to what's not working and figure out why it's not working and fix it before you continue. That's about it for this one. And I have a few more I'll post if this is helping you at all. I'll label all these the same so you can go through my videos and see the ones, mistakes by a beginner or whatever I'm going to call it. Whatever this one is, I'll try to keep the name the same. Okay, have a nice day, and I'll talk to you in a bit.